Good evening, wrestling fans, and welcome to the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network for tonight's presentation of Heartland Championship Wrestling, brought to you by Pro Wrestling Mid-America. My name is Dave Little, and we are coming to you live in the Dave Cave. With action from Pro Wrestling Mid-America, it is the Dallas Sportatorium, the setting for tonight's contest, and our main event will be for the Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Championship, pitting the champion Ted DiBiase against the upstart challenger and the fan favorite, if not a heavy underdog, Hillbilly Jim. As we say hello to Bubba Husky here in the chat room, I can't wait to see what happens in the Battle of Freiburg. We have three exciting matches for you tonight, but before we get into tonight's action, we will recap what has happened so far on the non-televised portion of the show. The show opened up with a very good battle between superstar Bill Dundee and Blackjack Mulligan that was won by Bill Dundee with the superstar bomb after a good battle of back-and-forth action. The very popular team of Too Cool, Grandmaster Sexay and Scotty Too Hottie, picked up a victory in tag team competition over Bad Company when Pat Tanaka was pinned by Grandmaster Sexay after the hip-hop drop. Jerry the King Lawler then took on Austin Idol in a very good battle for singles competition. That was won by Jerry Lawler by way of a vertical suplex after Lawler took the measure of Austin Idol and actually really was a pretty one-sided bout there. Next, we had a no disqualification grudge match as Stan Hansen and Wahoo McDaniel squared off. And it was Hansen who picked up the victory, but not until a very rugged match went down. Jackie Fargo got involved on behalf of Hansen. Blackjack Mulligan came in to defend Wahoo McDaniel. And tables were involved, and by the end of it all, it was Hansen with a pair of big running lariats to put away Wahoo McDaniel for the victory. And just before we went to air, it was another tag team battle between former, old rivals and both former world champions, the Midnight Rockers, the Midnight Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, against the Fabulous Freebirds, Michael P.S. Hayes and Terry Bam Bam Gordy, and it was the Freebirds picking up the victory in that match as Michael Hayes scored the pinfall over Shawn Michaels by way of a bulldog. As Bubba Husky says, Freiburg, Ohio is the midpoint between Detroit and Indianapolis. So that must be Northwest Ohio, outside of Toledo or thereabouts, I would think. So Bubba, certainly thank you for joining us. Hello to Cleveland Baseball 879. Bubba Husky smells a strap match on the distant wind. Our opening battle tonight will be a grudge match, and it will be a dog collar match, as Dusty Rhodes is set to take on Dory Funk. As the room is filling up, Philip Reynolds is here. The room just got an awful lot cooler. And we are ready now for this dog collar match, as Dusty Rhodes and one of his nemesis out of the Funk Brothers team, Dory Funk Jr., will strap on the dog collars and go head to head. The dog collar match rules taken from the Filsinger Games Ringside Companion Volume 1. Published earlier this year, a strong must-have resource for all of your Filsinger gaming needs. There are Legends of Wrestling matches in here and Champions of the Galaxy matches as well, and we are going to go tonight to the dog collar match. In this match, both wrestlers wear dog collars on their necks that are attached by a chain. The goal is to win by pin or submission. All the regular game charts are still used. Whenever a choice maneuver is rolled, choice A or choice D or thereabouts, ignore that instruction and roll on the chart below. So we'll have a lot of fun with this dog collar match. As Dusty Rhodes and Dory Funk Jr. throw down. Oh, thank you, Bubba, for the explanation. It's a Big Ten-esque name for the Steiners versus Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher. Crusher, of course, from Milwaukee. Bruiser from Indiana, someplace, as I recall. Actually, he's listed as Reno, Nevada. But I do recall that his roots come from northern Indiana, someplace thereabouts, Indianapolis perhaps. And the Steiner brothers indeed from Bay City, Michigan and the University of Michigan. But we like the Steiner brothers anyways. All right, Rhodes and Dory Funk are in the ring. The dog collar has been strapped on and we are ready for action in this big in this big grudge match with dog collar rules in effect. And the opening initiative roll goes to Dory Funk Jr. And Dory is going to start off with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Dusty, and on a roll of 11, Dusty bounces forward off the turnbuckle and into an incredible neck-breaking clothesline from Dory Funk Jr. And Rhodes quickly is down. And Funk is quickly in control. And Funk is going to go right to the spinning toe hold. Spinning toe hold applied. The submission roll is 3 or lower. And Dusty, is just barely going to get his way out of that one. So before the dog collar even comes into play, Rhodes is already on the receiving end of some punishment. And now Dory Funk Jr. is going to whip Dusty out of the ring. This is where Dusty likes to play. And on a roll of 4, it is Dusty who grabs Dory Funk Jr. by the leg, pulls him out, and just whips him with the dog collars. That steel chain being whipped onto Dory Funk Jr. And Funk Jr. is in some pain here. And Dusty's going to go to the figure 4 leg lock. He's going to go for the quick submission here on a roll of 3 or lower. And Dory Funk Jr. on a roll of 5 just barely gets out of that one. So the match continues here, and Dusty again with the figure 4. And again, Funk is able to power his way out of that one. And Dusty now is going to go to the dog collar chart. After two moves in a row. Dusty is at somewhat of a disadvantage in this match because both of his choice rolls come on level 1 offense. So I'm going to give Dusty a little leeway here, and after a pair of finishers, if he doesn't roll a finisher on this one, I'm going to let him go to the dog collar chart. Dory Funk Jr. has a choice on level 1 and a choice on level 3. So that is a little bit of an odd situation. So Dusty still is on level 3 offense. He goes with the Stardust Pile Driver and gets a Hurt 2 out of that. And we're going to let Dusty roll on the dog collar chart just for the fun of it because I want to get this chart in play. And on a roll of 9, you use the chain to propel the opponent onto the ring post. So Dusty uses the chain and pulls Dory Funk Jr. face first into the post, and Dusty takes over on level 3 offense. And now Dusty with a sleeper. Sleeper hold applied. And he hits the finisher roll here. Dory Funk is going to be out of it on a roll of 4 or lower. And on a roll of 6, Dory Funk Jr. is able to stay alive, but Dusty is firmly in control. And now Dusty goes back to the figure 4. The submission roll here is 6 or less. And on a roll of 7, Dory just gets out. So Dory just gets out, and Dusty is in control here. And Dusty now is going to go up for a death jump. And on a roll of 11, Dusty, as Dory Funk stumbles to his feet, Dusty comes off the top turnbuckle with a perfect cross body block. So Dusty, using that chain, whips Dory Funk as he comes down off the top rope. He goes for the pin on a roll of 6 or lower, and on a roll of 7, Dory Funk kicks out again. Dory Funk kicks out again, and Dusty is still in control, but Dory Funk has taken all kinds of punishment here. He goes back to the sleeper. And Dory Funk Jr. remains down. And now it is out of the ring once again. Dory Funk Jr. out of the ring. And this time on a roll of 4, it is Dory Funk Jr. who pulls Dusty out of the ring, and a wild brawl erupts. Roll 1 die to see who wins the brawl. So Dusty gets odd, Dory gets even, and on a roll of 5, it's Dusty who wins the brawl. Dusty's going to go back to the dog collar, and this time on a roll of 3, Dusty throws the opponent over the top rope and hangs Dory Funk by the neck with a dog collar. Oh my goodness. Dusty in control. That's going to cost Dory a point of fatigue, and another roll on level 3 offense for Dusty. And this time it is back to the figure 4 leg lock. The pin roll now is 9 or lower, and on a roll of 7 he got it. So Dusty Rhodes dominated that match. And after hanging Dory Funk by the neck over the top rope using that dog collar, it is Dusty who slaps on the figure 4 leg lock, and Dory Funk is forced to submit as he was nearly unconscious on the mat after being hung over the top rope with that dog collar. And now Terry Funk comes out, and he has given some bad lip to Dusty Rhodes. These two are at the center of that feud, and they are indeed headed for another match, another grudge match to settle this feud once and for all, after Dusty has just about choked the life out of Dory Funk Jr. and beaten him in this dog collar match. All right, so that is the end of our first match. A couple of things we will do here before our next contest. First of all, let me get a sound check. As some of you may know, I've been having some sound trouble with my tabletop broadcasts, and I'm interested to learn from folks in the chat room if the sound has cleared up any at all with today's setup. What I did today was shifted from the internal microphone on my laptop to the internal microphone on my webcam to see if that improved the sound quality. At the advice of Dave Gardner and a couple other folks, I did order a microphone. It has not yet arrived. But for today's broadcast, I'm using the webcam microphone instead of the laptop microphone, and I'm interested to know from the folks in the chat room if the sound has improved. So thank you for that. Now, next week is our summer pay-per-view broadcast, Freedom Festival 2022. That is our annual summer pay-per-view spectacular. We will have matches from all 4 of the Heartland territories, plus a couple of World Championship matches. Hopefully we'll have the tabletop microphone instead of the webcam mic, and we will get some improvements, hopefully, in the sound quality. Welcome, Salvador America, to the chat room. Thank you for joining us. And as I mentioned, the last couple of broadcasts on my laptop microphone were not good. So today I shifted over to the webcam mic to see if that helped. And according to the feedback I'm getting from the chat room, that did indeed help. So thanks to Dave Gardner and somebody else I didn't know real well, 6 or 8 matches or so, and should be able to enjoy the show. The main All right, fans, we are back. It appears that we are back after something fritzed out on this end, and I thank you for those who hung around and tried to stay with it. And let me know if you can hear me and if everything is back in good working order. We shall see what we shall see. As we are ready for the tag team match. And as I mentioned, this tag team match, the following contest is scheduled for one fall, and this is a #1 contenders match for the NWA World Tag Team Championship. The winner of this match will go on to face the New Age Outlaws, the World Tag Team Champions, next week at Freedom Festival 2022. Introducing first, at a total combined weight of 525 pounds, they are from Bay City, Michigan. They are Rick and Scott Steiner, the Steiner brothers. So Rick and Scotty make their way down to the ring to polite applause. They are liked and respected by the fans here in Dallas, but the Bruiser and Crusher are the hometown duo. And so they are really the fan favorites here tonight as the Steiner brothers hit the ring and get themselves mentally ready for a big battle with a title shot on the line, a chance for both these teams to get back into world title competition at the Freedom Festival next week. And their opponents at a total combined weight of 526 pounds. First, from Reno, Nevada, 6'1", 261 pounds, he is Dick the Bruiser. And his partner from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 5'11", 265 pounds, he is the Crusher. So Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher, a smash mouth, straight ahead, no nonsense couple of brawlers against Rick and Scotty Steiner, who are double tough and athletic. Both teams with good chemistry and good teamwork. This should be a great match with a title shot on the line. As we prepare to get things started here in our tag team contest, it will be Scotty Steiner starting things off for his team against the Crusher as we prepare for action here in Dallas in this high-stakes tag team contest. And the opening initiative role is won by Scotty Steiner. And it is Scotty who comes with a clothesline to the back. But the Crusher is unfazed by that. Level 2 reversal for the Crusher. He just turns around and dumps Scotty with a right hand and then drops the elbow on Scotty. He's going to go for a quick cover. Pinfall on Snake Eyes. But Scotty kicks out of that as Crusher takes control quickly. Scotty tried to catch Crusher off guard and did no damage with that clothesline, like a big old gorilla swatting a fly. Crusher took Steiner down to the mat and Scotty kicked out of the pin, but Crusher is now in control and he is immediately going to pitch Scotty Steiner out of the ring. Out to the arena floor we go. But on a roll of 3, it is Scotty who grabs the Crusher by the leg, drags him out of the ring, and smashes the Crusher face first onto the turnbuckle post. And Scotty now is in control. Scotty is not going to let action continue out of the ring. He's going to take it back into the ring, and he is going to go with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes the Crusher. And on a roll of 7, it is a running back elbow from Scotty that takes the Crusher down to the canvas. Scotty reaches over and tags Rick into the match for the first time. Rick Steiner coming out against the Crusher, and he hits him with a big Steiner line. And the Crusher is staggered but will not go down. Rick Steiner with another big Steiner line. Crusher still will not go down. As this battle continues, Rick Steiner trying to get the crowd going, but they are rooting for the Crusher, and a third Steiner line still will not take the Crusher off his feet. Rick is going to tag back into Scotty. They're going to try a double team move here. And it is a running forearm smash from Scotty to the Crusher, but the Crusher still will not go down. What is Scotty going to do now? He is going to go with a fall-away slam, and that finally puts Crusher down onto the canvas. Good move by Scotty to scoop up the Crusher and dump him over into a fall-away slam. Scotty now is once again not going to let Crusher get out of the ring, but it is Scotty with a single-leg Boston Crab trying to slow this big man down. Crusher trying to maneuver his way free as gets to his feet, and Scotty hits him with another Steiner line, and again the Crusher will not go down. He can't get over for the tag. Scotty's still in control, and now Scotty is going to try a forearm shot. That is a choice B maneuver, and he's going to go for the standing drop kick on a roll of 10 or lower, and he connects with a good looking standing drop kick. And again the Crusher will not go down, and it's Crusher who's going to fire back, and Crusher is just going to grab Scotty into a blatant choke. A chokehold applied by the Crusher. And now the Crusher is going to put Scotty down with a big knee drop. Knee drop to Scotty. Didn't get all of that. Both men come to their feet, and as they come together, it is Scotty who takes the initiative. And Scotty is going to try for a single leg takedown. Crusher will not go down, and Crusher instead grabs a headlock. Scotty pushes him off, and this time it is Scotty with another clothesline. Another big Steiner line. Crusher still will not leave his feet. Scotty's tried everything he knows to do. He's going to tag Rick back into this match. As the Crusher, I think he's just having a little fun with these brothers. As Rick comes into the ring, and Rick takes Crusher by the arm and throws him out for a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes the Crusher, and he knocks shoulders with Steiner. Neither man goes down. They both have a -3 power rating, so Rick keeps control. And Rick now with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes the Crusher, and this time it is the Crusher who lifts a knee into the head of Rick Steiner as Steiner charges at the turnbuckle. And he follows that up and catches Rick in a big bear hug. Rick is struggling through that bear hug, and he is now going to, Crusher is now going to tag out, and for the first time in the match, we will see Dick the Bruiser. Yeah, thank you everybody for rejoining. We had some technical difficulties once again on this end. I can't figure out exactly what happened, but a little bit of a slowdown, and we were able to get things back under control. And it is now Dick the Bruiser and Rick Steiner squaring off, with Bruiser having the initiative, and Bruiser with a whip. Thought about a whip to the turnbuckle, and instead Bruiser is just going to put a chokehold onto Steiner instead. Steiner fighting back, and Steiner is going to tag out to Scotty, and Scotty comes in with an elbow smash, and now Dick the Bruiser leaves the ring. Scotty now the legal man in the ring as Dick the Bruiser goes to the outside. And on a roll of 7, that is the best man wins roll, I believe. Let's see, out of the ring, A7. Yes, the opponent comes out of the ring to attack you, and a wild brawl erupts. The wrestler with the better ring rating, that is Dick the Bruiser, wins the brawl on the arena floor and takes over on level 3 offense. What is Dick the Bruiser going to do now? Big body slam puts Scotty back down onto the canvas. Scotty gets to his feet, and now it is a whip to the turnbuckle from Dick the Bruiser. And as Scotty comes off the turnbuckle, this time it is Scotty who bounces forward off the turnbuckle and catches Dick the Bruiser with a skull-splitting running lariat. And Dick the Bruiser goes down hard. Bruiser slow to get to his feet. Scotty in control. Scotty is going to go for that standing drop kick once again on a roll of 9 or lower. And he caught him. He caught him good with that standing drop kick. But Dick the Bruiser will not leave his feet. Both Bruiser and Crusher not easy to move. And now it is Dick the Bruiser who is going to come at Scotty with a series of body stomps. Stomps to the body. And Scotty is going to fire back with a reversal of his own. And Scotty tries once again that standing drop kick. This time he hits it again. And Dick the Bruiser is going to look for a tag. He's not able to get the tag, so Scotty is in control. And Scotty with the Steiner line, and again, Dick the Bruiser just laughs in his face. Dick the Bruiser with a forearm smash, and it is Scotty who is staggered. Scotty cannot get over to make a tag as Dick the Bruiser moves in and whips Scotty into the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Scotty, and a neck-breaking clothesline, incredible clothesline from Dick the Bruiser, takes Scotty down to the canvas. And now Dick is going to go for the top rope knee drop. That's a finishing hold. It's a +2. The pin rating here is 5 or lower. And Rick is going to try the pin save. And on a roll of 7, Rick can't get there. So on a roll of 5 or lower, Scotty will be pinned. And on a roll of 4, he got him. How about that? Much to the delight of the fans here in Dallas, Dick the Bruiser has pinned Scott Steiner with the top rope knee drop. And it is Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher who will go on to Freedom Festival 2022 for a title match for the NWA World Tag Team Championship against the New Age Outlaws. So there you have your winners. And now the number 1 contenders to the NWA World Tag Team Championship, the team of Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher. And the Steiners will go home disappointed on this occasion, back to Bay City, Michigan, and back to the Atlantic Wrestling Federation, where they hold the Atlantic Tag Team Championship. So Bruiser and Crusher are your winners in tonight's number 1 contenders match, and they earn the chance to wrestle for the NWA World Tag Team Championship. All right, before our main event, we do have an announcement. And if you have been paying attention to the message boards and the Filsinger game postings from this past Wednesday night, in Mobile, Alabama, there was an incident involving the Atlantic Heavyweight Champion Sting. And Sting was unfortunately assaulted by the Four Horsemen at an autograph signing session. And as a result of that assault, Sting was knocked off of the balcony at the Renaissance Hotel in Mobile, Alabama, and landed on the floor of the lobby. He has suffered a fractured vertebrae in his cervical spine, and he has had to undergo neck surgery, and he is going to be out of action for a number of months, and he is going to have to forfeit the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. So we'll have a further announcement at next week's pay-per-view as to the future of the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship, as Sting has had to relinquish that title after being assaulted by the Four Horsemen. So that is your announcement from down south, from Mobile, Alabama. Bad news for Sting and the fans of Sting. He had just won the Atlantic Wrestling Federation Championship from Barry Windham. But Windham and James J. Dillon, along with Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, launched an assault on Sting at an autograph signing, and Sting has suffered a broken neck as a result of that assault, and he is going to have to relinquish the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. So we'll hear more about that next week. But now it is time for your main event of the evening. The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first your challenger, 6'6", 305 pounds, out of Mud Lick, Kentucky. This is Hillbilly Jim. The very popular Hillbilly Jim. He has got quite the entourage here in the Pro Wrestling Mid-America. He's got a solid friendship with the members of Too Cool, Grandmaster Sexay and Scotty Too Hottie, his dance partners. They love to cut a rug inside the squared circle, and they are joined from time to time with another magnificent dancer, unexpectedly the Great Muda, who loves to get his swerve on with the likes of Too Cool and Hillbilly Jim, a very popular attraction here across the South. So Hillbilly Jim, very warmly received here by the crowd in Dallas. But the mood has taken a sober turn as we prepare for the champion to be introduced. And his opponent, 6'3", 245 pounds, out of Omaha, Nebraska. He is your reigning and defending Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Champion. This is Ted DiBiase. So DiBiase set to take on Hillbilly Jim with the Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Championship on the line. And of course we will use our championship dice for this match, as it is a title match. And it is Ted DiBiase who takes the opening initiative roll. DiBiase comes out and immediately rakes the eyes of Hillbilly Jim. Hillbilly Jim not happy about that. The fans are booing. But DiBiase is going to press the advantage, and he drops Hillbilly Jim with a spinning neck breaker. Wow, how about that? DiBiase off to a quick start with some dirty tactics. And DiBiase drops Hillbilly Jim a second time, another spinning neck breaker, as DiBiase is all over the challenger here. And DiBiase now with a big gut-wrench suplex takes Hillbilly Jim back down to the canvas. Jim gets to his feet. DiBiase is waiting, and a falling fist drop from DiBiase knocks Hillbilly Jim back down to the canvas. Now another spinning neck breaker, and this time Hillbilly Jim hits the canvas hard and stays down. DiBiase quickly in control here. What's he going to do? He is going to go for a backward elbow off the ropes. This is a choice G maneuver, so we'll use the death jump roll. Hillbilly Jim, a C-rated death jump performer, so this is a good situation for DiBiase to do some damage. And on a roll of 8, it is that backward elbow off the ropes that nails Hillbilly Jim and puts him back down onto the canvas. DiBiase still in control. And now he is going to go for a second rope axe handle. Another choice chart maneuver. He is going to need a roll of 10 or lower to complete that. And on a roll of 8, he hits the second rope axe handle, and Hillbilly Jim stays down. Jim slow to get to his feet as DiBiase comes in with a vertical suplex and takes Hillbilly Jim down to the canvas once again. He has got this match well under control. He's taunting Hillbilly Jim. He is jawing at the crowd, and the crowd is encouraging Hillbilly Jim to get some sort of a rally going here, as Ted DiBiase has dominated this contest from the outset. And now DiBiase with another big gut-wrench suplex takes Hillbilly Jim back down to the mat. DiBiase another gut-wrench suplex. He is just toying with his bigger opponent. DiBiase, a superb tactician in that ring. You may not like him, but you've got to respect his abilities as a wrestler. And now it is DiBiase with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Hillbilly Jim. DiBiase drops down. Hillbilly comes off the other way. And on a roll of 8, it is a running back elbow smash from DiBiase that stuns Hillbilly Jim once again. Get that heat, says Bubba Husky. And now it is DiBiase with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Hillbilly Jim, and he grabs the arm of DiBiase and whips DiBiase into the opposite turnbuckle, and it is DiBiase who bounces forward off the turnbuckle and nails Hillbilly Jim with a skull-splitting running lariat. Down goes Hillbilly Jim, and now DiBiase is going to go for the cover. The pin roll is 3 or lower, but on a roll of 9, Hillbilly Jim kicks out, and DiBiase continues. Hillbilly Jim with a very brief advantage. DiBiase immediately has taken control again. He's going to try that second rope axe handle. And on a roll of 7, he hits it again. And he is going to go for the cover again. 4 or lower is the pin roll. And DiBiase kicks out, and DiBiase once again gets tries for the pin, and Hillbilly Jim is able to kick out. Do a foxtrot on that dancing golf's face, says Bubba Husky. And now DiBiase's gone to the Cobra Clutch. The Cobra Clutch applied. This is his finishing move. 7 or lower is the submission roll. And on a roll of 8, Hillbilly Jim is just able to get to the ropes. Great Muta is out there now encouraging his friend. But DiBiase is relentless. And now DiBiase is going to go for that axe handle another time, and he hits it again. And again he goes for the cover. The pin roll here is 6. And on a roll of 8, Hillbilly Jim kicks out. Great Muta is firing up the crowd. DiBiase is just biding his time relentlessly and just making a mocking of Muta at ringside, as DiBiase now is going to go for a big power slam. Hillbilly Jim slow to get to his feet. DiBiase just scoops him up and power slams him down to the mat hard. Again, he goes for the cover. The pin roll here is 7, and finally on the roll of 7, he got it. So as expected, Ted DiBiase just dominated that match, winning with a power slam, as Hillbilly Jim was no match for the Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Champion here tonight in Dallas. All right, thank you to everybody who checked things out tonight. Technical difficulties once again. I do apologize. Thank you for bearing with me. Ted DiBiase is the winner in your main event and still Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Champion. Congratulations to Hillbilly Jim. He made it to the number 1 contenders match and was able to gain a title shot. But falls to Ted DiBiase in tonight's main event. DiBiase is your heavyweight champion. And now he's going to do a foxtrot on that dancing goof's face. How about that, Bubba Husky? All right. Once again, congratulations to all of tonight's winners. Ted DiBiase, Dick the Bruiser, and the Crusher, who move on to next week's pay-per-view to take on the NWA Tag Team Champions, the New Age Outlaws. And, of course, Dusty Rhodes with a dominant victory in the dog collar match over Dory Funk Jr. So we will be back next week with more great action from Heartland Championship Wrestling. Thank you to everybody who came out tonight. Bubba Husky, dropping the knowledge throughout the match. Thank you for your lively commentary through the broadcast. Philip Reynolds, Cleveland Fan 879, Salvador America, D. Scott Howard, and everybody who joined us here in the chat room tonight. Thank you for checking out tonight's broadcast, and thank you for your patience with tonight's technical difficulties. And until tomorrow, we have My Journey with Jesus. The recording will be posted. Next Friday night, Epic Basketball League will be live on the channel. And until then,